Okay, can people hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. Sorry, folks, more technical difficulties. Okay, let's see. So we have 3 board members, right? Present? 4? Oh, there's William. Hi, William. Okay, so we'll have to, 4 is a quorum. All right. Hold on. Ellen, I'm going to make you the co-chair. Let's see, I do that up here. Okay,
Okay.
there we go. Right?
Mhm.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry it's a little late. I had a little technical difficulty in my own computer. This is the Diversity and Equity Committee. It's a special meeting, and it started at 6:30, so I am opening the meeting. I'm going to just go through the agenda just to say that, just so that folks know what's going to, so this is the call to order. And the meeting protocols, I want to go through that next week because unless you haven't received, I'm talking to my board members now, unless you haven't received that memo from Nicholas, our city manager, about how committees should operate, please let me know if you haven't received it. I'll send it to you. I'm going to put that on the actual agenda for our next meeting, so I'm not going to talk about that now. That's the place I was going to discuss it. Okay. So this evening, we're going to just basically choose our working groups for the future, and then hopefully some kind of a plan for scheduling meetings, including when our regular meeting is going to be. So my thinking is that this is a special meeting. The next meeting I'm hoping to call on November 1st for the second special meeting, and that's when we'll talk about the memo that came from the city manager, if that's okay with everyone. The one thing I will say, though, and before we get into choosing groups, is when you read this document, you'll understand that one of the things that it's asking us as committees to do is to be accountable to our committee work. And to that end, when we choose our working groups, I'm going to ask each working group to document their work in a very well, you can, I suppose that if you want to go into the modern world, you can use some other kind of application, but I'd be happy with just the grid that I sent out to you in the last email. Just to say who's going to be responsible to do what the prospective deadline is, when that deadline was or wasn't met, and then a section for notes so you can explain whatever you want to explain. And that way, because we're not hired hands here, and we're going to meet once a month and work in between, and there has to be a way for us to keep track of what each other is doing. That'll help with communication. It should also help with future planning, because we'll look back at the notes and we'll say, hey, this didn't work out, why? And then we can see from our documentation, hopefully, what did or didn't happen. Okay, so choosing the working groups. Does anyone have anything to say about which group they would like and why?
Well, it looks like we've got 2 members of each of the first 2 groups, so I'd be willing to be on the third group.
So that would be Let's Talk. That's the one that we're applying, that the city's applying for a grant for.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Okay, and yeah.
I'll do that one as well.
Okay, Greg. Great. That's great. Now, I didn't do it in this email, but the last email I sent spelled out a little bit about what each group was doing and what kind of was expected and where we had come so far. With this, let me go with the first one, the monthly council presentations. Well, we don't really know about that yet because we haven't brought our committee report to the council yet for their remarks or for their agreements about some of the things we asked for. And this is one of the things we asked for. So we're not really sure about that yet, but Ellen and I will work that through until we get, is that still okay with you, Ellen, if you work with me on that? Okay, great. And then the Community Reads Project, that's kind of interesting. I don't see them coming here, but Chris and Emily were going to work on that.
Emily is here now.
Okay, good. Hi, Emily. So I'm guessing, so what I'm thinking is that before our next special meeting, well, maybe not, before our next regular meeting, when we figure out what that is toward the end of this meeting, I would like us to have at least one meeting with our respective working groups. And I would attend each of those. That wouldn't mean that it's a quorum, so it wouldn't require any, much lead time. We can just arrange it whenever it's convenient for us, so that we can fill out those forms and figure out who's doing what our deadlines are going to be like, when we're going to come to completion about things. And since I've been kind of aware of everything that's going on in each of these activities or each of these projects, I'll attend the first meeting with you, and then we can talk about how things can go. Does that make sense for everyone?
Mhm.
And that way, since I guess I'm the overseer, so to speak, I would be able to know what every group is doing. And then I'll work with Ellen on that one. But the other thing I want to say is that I don't know if there's other skills on our committee. I know Ellen is familiar with a lot of things that we're going to be needing, for example, libraries and how they operate, and also grant writing. I'm not sure about anyone else because we haven't really talked about our skills, which probably we should do at some point. But is there anyone else in our membership who are skilled at doing grants, either writing them or managing them? Okay, well, so
I'm
this.
so sorry. I am Joellen. I
Oh,
can write
great,
grants.
Emily, thanks. So here's what we can do. So whenever it comes, whenever one of our working groups needs a grant, for example, you don't have to worry. You don't have to write the grant. Just give Emily and I a jingle, and we'll help you figure out how to do that. When you come up with projects that you want to do. I know that I've got that skill, and Emily does too, so we can certainly work that out. And as the city develops more of its relationship with committees, as it said in its memo, then and when they get more fully, I don't know exactly what's going on, or if there's going to be a change in how they do their grant writing, because our grants, of course, have to go through the city. So we would have to figure out who in the city level would do that. The other thing is that we can also make collaborations with other community groups, so that if our working group needs money or needs to have something, a grant managed, for example, the one that's the Community Reads, we're hoping that the superintendency works that grant so that our city workers don't have to be involved. The municipality doesn't have to be involved in the workings and the management of the grant, which would relieve them. And also that will help us because, I mean, we have to take responsibility for how these things are going to work. Okay, I guess, any questions? Okay, if you would get together very shortly after this meeting with the other person in your working group, figure out when you're going to meet and let me know. We can either do it Zoom, or I have a very large studio in the city, and or we could meet in a city location too that's big enough so that for COVID reasons, to make sure we're well protected. Okay, that's fabulous. This is really working out great. Thank you, folks. This is good. So now, if there's no more questions about the working groups, we'll move on to vote on the minutes for June, July, and September. Okay. Did
I don't
everyone-
think we had a meeting in July,
You might be right.
so I think we should just vote on the minutes for June and September.
June and September, okay. I probably just checked on my calendar and saw something. All right, great. So June and September then, there it is.
Okay, and I guess we should start with a motion to approve, and then I have some notes about them,
Okay,
about the minutes.
okay.
Okay, so I would make a motion to approve the minutes for June and September.
Any second?
I second.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, William. Okay, do you have any changes?
Well, I'm just looking at the ones for June, and the minutes should indicate who made the motion. I'm not overly concerned about that at this point in time.
Okay,
But in future, they should indicate who made the motion. And minutes is spelt incorrectly.
well, hopefully that person will never write minutes again. That's my wish.
And then with the September 29th meeting,
Yeah,
the action item should indicate what the name change is,
oh, okay.
what the
Yeah.
grant is, and then the other one is what the date and time we approved to have our future meetings. Rather than, we don't have enough on there to indicate, to make it clear what we were voting on.
Okay. As I said, that's that same darn person who wrote those. So that person will not be, I promise you, that person will not be responsible for that anymore.
No, I mean, they basically, the action items, that's basically all you actually need
Yeah,
on the minutes.
right.
And so we voted, it says vote report out of committee. There should be at least a description of what the report is.
So,
Vote on them.
yeah,
Go
I'm sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. So I'll make those changes.
And
And I-
then.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And then I believe that if I promise to make those changes, we can vote on it tonight, or do we have to bring it back? No, what? Ellen?
I think you can vote as amended if the amendment's accepted.
Okay. Okay, right. Great. Is that it, William? Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, and then again, on 3, there should be a brief description of the letter of support. And then other than that, yeah, I think we're fine.
Okay, great. Would it make sense to add the letter of support to it?
You could indicate see attached and have it at the
Because that makes sense. Then it goes on the website and people can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
you could just say see attached and then
Right.
have it underneath.
Okay, great. So do we want to vote on that then? If everyone, no questions from anyone? Okay. Is this something we have to vote on? Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
need to approve.
All right. So all those in favor say aye.
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 I,
Okay, it's unanimous.
And
Great.
then I would suggest that for our next meeting, we do have the August minutes, and I would suggest for those minutes that we just have them indicate the action items that we did and leave it at that.
Okay. All right. So, okay, so things have changed for me. I can't do Mondays anymore. I'm sorry. We're going to set the regular meeting times, if that's possible. Like I said, I wanted to do another special meeting on November 1st to go over the memo.
December 1st?
I'm sorry, December 1st. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. You're right. Uh, December 1st to talk about, yeah, then I think, did we say that we wanted to do the second Thursday? Was that my imagination? I think it might be.
Well, the first thing we want to do is look at the times when the Zoom is available. Since it looks like the mayor is on here, he can probably help us with that.
Actually, he might not, because I think it's Rick that handles our scheduling. So I can check with that. But I did for this meeting, I checked with the office, and Thursday wasn't a date that anyone else had a meeting. So that's why I chose it. But I will check that. But is Thursday at 6:30 okay with everyone? And I'll just see what Thursday's available, and we'll talk about it next time. Yeah. Emily, you too? I can't see your head nodding.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, good. Greg, you too?
Yep,
Okay,
fine
great.
with me.
Great. Now, when you all schedule your,
If it's the second Thursday, that's fine. I have
Second Thursday,
meetings
which is
the
on?
third Thursdays.
Okay.
So
So second Thursday is a possibility, and we'll affirm it the next time, at the next special meeting on December 1st. Okay, great, thanks. Okay, so let's go to visitors and public comments. And you'll get 2 minutes each if anyone wants to speak. Just, you're gonna have to use that. You'll have to use that little hand thing, because otherwise you won't come up to my view to call on you. Nope, I see nobody. All right. And you know what? For some reason, my mouse isn't working. So that means I can't call on you.
I mean, I could, because
Oh, you could. You're right. Yay. Okay. All right. Well, seeing none. All right, folks. I'll see you at our next work meetings that you arrange with each other and me, and then see you all on December 1st. Okay? Hi, Jake. Did you want to say anything, Jake? I didn't see you there. No. Okay, great.
Thanks.
are you therefore looking for a motion to adjourn?
Well, yes, why not? But I don't think we need to do that, do we?
Yeah, we need a motion. We don't have to vote.
There we go. All right, looking for a motion.
I move.
So moved.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Hey, Ed. Did the thing to plug in the mouse come on when you were using the computer today? I'm asking you if when you were on the computer today, the message came up to say plug in the mouse. For some reason, it's not working. I plugged it in. We'll see if it works.
Message did not come up today, that's all I know.
good.